Well, hello and welcome to the Informed Traveler Podcast, a weekly travel podcast where our goal is to help you become a more informed traveler. And I'm your host, Randy Sharman. Our resident travel expert, Onanta Forbes, continued her semi-world cruise on board Holland America's Zuiderdam last week. So we'll catch the highlights from her in a few seconds. Plus, we'll head to Ottawa and learn all about the Metcalf Hotel and all it has to offer, as well as some general tips on visiting Ottawa. And Ken Stewart from Crowfoot Travel Solutions is back from Mexico, so he'll be along too with a recap of his visit and his usual destination ideas and travel deals with our weekly roundup. But first, let's kick things off chatting with travel expert Onanta Forbes, who joins us each week to discuss some of the travel news and travel trends. You can follow her adventures on Instagram, Facebook, and X at Onanta Forbes. OnantaForbes.com is her website. Hi, Onanta.
Good day. How are you?
You're sounding more and more Australian each week we talk to you. Good day,
Yes.
mate.
Good day, mate. Yeah, it's lovely. I love accents. My favorite accent in the world is a British accent, and then it goes to Australian. So I love it. It's been a wonderful adventure. I woke up this morning, and again, I am in the future, as you say, and I have arrived in Darwin.
Nice.
Yes, so the very top of Australia, north of Australia. Mm-hmm.
So how has your week been?
It was lovely. So we were able to visit Cairns, and that's an interesting word to pronounce in the first place. So it looks like Cairns, like because of the AI and so on, but a great way our tour guide told us was, say it like cans. So 1 can of beer, 2 cans of beer. So everybody kind of zoomed in on how to say it. So we were in Cairns, which is a lot of people at the jumping off point to the Great Barrier Reef to, go snorkeling or diving or exploring that wonder of the world. When we were there, I was lucky enough many, many, many years ago on a work trip. We came here and we went on the Corinda scenic railway, and it's a beautiful opportunity. We by coach we drove to the beautiful village of Corinda, and there was lots of little local shops there. A lot of the artists make their own wares and products to sell to people. It was very unique, very creative. And then we took the train as we made our way down throughout the rainforest and back into freshwater, which is just before Cairns. And it was a beautiful sight. Like, we got to see waterfall. We got to enjoy the service on board. And interestingly enough, the world always is a small place. The person that was our server was from Calgary. And I thought that was very unique. I guess he came here 20 years ago, never left, and had the wonderful opportunity to experience the rail trip with him. So lovely. Great train. The front of the train is painted in Aboriginal art, which was quite lovely. So I was able to capture that and posted it on my social media feeds if anybody's interested, and they could see the different sites I did along the way. But something to enjoy. You get served great wine, Australian wine, Jacob's Creek, cheese, some fruit, it's a good experience, and I would recommend it for anybody wanting to go.
Very nice. Well, I did see your photos and your video of your train adventure. So on your social media at Onanta Forbes. So it is interesting. And now I have a visual of what you're describing. Now you mentioned that you're kind of still working. And I was curious if any of your clients, because there's a big kerfuffle going on, in case you haven't heard, here in North America between Canada and the United States about trade tariffs and those things that we won't get into. But some people are taking upon themselves to boycott the United States as far as visitation and tour and trips and things like that. Do you have any clients that have done that, canceled any trips to the U.S.?
I wouldn't say canceled, but I would say planning for future trips, definitely looking at other destinations that don't include transit via the U.S. or stays in the U.S. So yes, it is very much on everybody's mind. Looking, of course, because of the time of year, going to Europe, Japan is a very popular choice, as well as places in South America. Because right now it's a good travel destination to go to. Our dollar does well there. Mexico as well is always popular,
Mm-hmm.
and the Caribbean. When it's not a U.S. Caribbean destination. So yes, to answer your question, people are looking elsewhere to support Canada in this time of challenge. And, I do suggest, like, especially going to Europe as one of the destinations. It's a popular destination anyways during
Mm-hmm.
the spring, summer, fall months, but now it's increased the activity, especially now. I think we talked about it a little bit. This is the year in Rome, the Jubilee year, very religious. A lot of people have shown interest in that. So yes, to answer your question.
You did mention the dollar, and the Canadian dollar versus the U.S. dollar, I think, has a lot to do with that as well, because the exchange rate is just horrible for Canadians going to the United States. And I've always had the mind that we keep politics out of this podcast as much as possible. It's hard to avoid sometimes, but for me, it's just like, if you don't want to go, don't go. If you want to go, go. It's up to you. It's a personal choice as far as I'm concerned.
That's it exactly. Life, yeah, and that's it. Because you never know when things will change. So do what you think is necessary for you in your life, because you only have one to live, right?
Very true. Now, before, as we've discovered on our podcast, you were exploring parts of Australia before you embarked on your cruise ship, and now you have a blog about tips on how to pack for the outback.
Right. So, a lot of people enjoy doing their own thing when they come to Australia, renting a car or caravan, and exploring on their own. The signs are easy to read. The roads are big and beautiful, just like Canada. So you may want to experience it that way, or take a tour, fly into the outback. So one of the most iconic symbols of Australia is Uluru. So it's a big red rock right in the middle of the outback. It used to be called Ayers Rock for people to kind of give them a reference. So, if you're going to go to the outback, you have to do some planning, because there's also being prepared, because it's big, it's vast and remote, and you can often drive without hours of seeing another soul, much less a shop, much less a gas station. So the weather can also be very extreme, with hot days and potentially freezing nights. And that's if you travel in their winter between May and August. So when you're packing for your adventure, like, a couple things to keep in mind is layered clothing is a good thing to consider, because we're talking about leggings or shorts, t-shirts or long loose sleeves, and it the long layers will also double up as skin protection from the sun and insect bites. So it depends on, the weather and activities you're doing, but that's a good tip to take in. It's not uncommon for the temperatures to dip below 0 degrees Celsius on a clear winter night, or see ground frost in the morning. So that would be between May and September. So bring a thermal base layer, a sweater or fleece, down jacket, or like a little beanie for early morning starts. And you can remove them, right, as layers go along. And it
Mm-hmm.
just reminds me of being in Canada, right?
Exactly. I was just
Yeah.
thinking that.
Yeah. And then if you are like exploring different national parks or hitting the trails, bring a comfy pair of walking shoes that support your feet and ankles and have good sole grip. A decent pair of runners should be fine for easy to moderate walks. And then if you plan to doing lots of walking and hiking, bring good quality breathable hiking socks. sandals or thongs are handy when you're on the road hanging out at your accommodation or relaxing at the natural swimming hole. So your feet will appreciate that breather, right? And
Mm-hmm.
always sunscreen, right? The three S's: a sun hat, sunglasses, and sunscreen. And insect repellent, right? We all need that. As well as your bathing suit, a quick dry towel, and then a camera, of course.
Good advice, good tips. You can find Onanta's blog on our website, onantaforbes.com, Packing for the Oz Outback. I'm assuming you wrote that while you were on the ship, maybe on a sea day. Am I correct?
Yeah. Well, after Cairns, we had like 3 sea days. So there is time, like as I say, I'm working, so I'm able to take in
Mm-hmm.
my adventures on land, but also work, when I need to. And there's activities on the ship that they create for you, so you're never bored unless you want to be bored.
This is
So
true.
you can do fireball bingo. You can go to like very interesting like lectures. There's a guest
Mm-hmm.
lecturer on board.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing today Indonesian folklore. Another guest lecturer is doing the Japanese attack on Darwin. There is a movie you can enjoy, whether in your room or in the World Lounge. You can
Mm-hmm.
enjoy that, as well as like there's today too is National Margarita Day. So I'm going to enjoy a margarita for $2.22.
That's
Isn't
the
that a
best.
deal?
Yeah, that's a good price for a margarita.
Yeah.
They
And
probably free pour there too. So
yeah. And then you did this when you were working on the ship. Always interested to go to the port talks, right?
yeah,
To
yeah.
learn what you're doing, with the
Mm.
shops to go to, little points of interest and such. So, it has a great deck 3 that I like. We walk, or you could run
Mm-hmm.
as well. So lots of walkers to enjoy sea days outside, and lots of loungers to enjoy sea day outside.
Lots of things to do, and you still got many days ahead of you. So we'll be checking in again next week on your voyage around the South Pacific on board the Zuiderdam. Again, you can check out Onanta's pictures and video on Instagram, Facebook, and X at Onanta Forbes. You can check out our blog, onantaforbes.com. So it was fun chatting, Onanta. Look forward to hearing more next week. Well, whether you're looking for a short getaway or a base for a longer vacation option, Ottawa provides a number of ideas throughout the year. And one accommodation idea located in the heart of downtown Ottawa is the Metcalf Hotel. So joining us now to tell us more about the Metcalf Hotel and visiting Ottawa in general is Marianne Habib. She is the general manager of the Metcalf Hotel. The website is themetcalfhotel.com. Hi, Marianne.
Hi, thank you for having me today.
Well, I'm excited to learn all about the Metcalf Hotel. It's been quite a while since I've been to Ottawa. So give me some background on the Metcalf Hotel, how long it's been open, where it's located, those types of things.
Absolutely. Thank you for the introduction. So the Metcalf here is a historic landmark turned luxury boutique hotel. We're actually located in the heart of the downtown Ottawa core. We're actually awarded the top 20 hotels in Eastern Canada of the Condé Nast Readers' Choice Awards in 2024.
Oh, nice.
We've actually been ranked number 6 and standing as the only hotel in Ottawa to make this prestigious list. The hotel was first built in 1907 as a YMCA, serving as a hub for the local community. Over the years, it evolved through various branded hotels before finally finding its true identity in 2021. It was acquired by the acclaimed Grey Collection, a name that's equal with luxury and excellence in hospitality. Grey Collection is actually headquartered in Montreal, is known for owning and managing an impressive portfolio of over 7 top-tier restaurants and 4 boutique hotels. All located in the charming old port of Montreal. With their keen eye for detail and impeccable service, they took the Metcalf Hotel through a complete transformation, reopening in September of 2022.
Very nice. Well, it sounds amazing, the location especially, because it seems to me that if you're staying at the Metcalf, you can walk to a lot of sites and things like that, right?
Absolutely. So we're located right in the corner of Laurier Avenue and the Metcalf Street. It's one of the two artery streets here in the downtown core of Ottawa, where on one side you have the Nature Museum, and on the other side you have Parliament Hill. So we're right in the middle. We're also about 5 to 7 minutes walking distance to the Rideau Canal. Which is right now it's an ice rink. It's one of the longest ice rink in the world, and we also have the Byward Market as well, which is one of the an area where a touristic area in the downtown core as well.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the Metcalf itself now. A number of rooms you have, the wide variety of rooms. I am looking on your website, themetcalfhotel.com. Basically, it looks like you can accommodate anyone.
Absolutely. We can, we have about, 108 exquisitely designed rooms and suites. We have junior suites of 1 bedroom to, if you get 2 suites next to each other connecting, it can turn into a junior suite with 2 bedrooms. You also have your standard classic kings and queen rooms. It's very spacious with elegance and comfort in mind. We're also have personalized valet service available 24/7. And we also accept your fur babies. Any pets you want to bring along, we're more than happy to welcome them as well.
It's always good to bring the pets along.
Yes.
So let's talk about if you look at the restaurant, gourmet dining experiences. Talk about some of the gourmet offerings you might have.
So gourmet offerings. So it's a concept that is a French bistro tradition. It's upscale. You can grab an upscale bite to eat with your friends, or spend some time with family in the restaurant to celebrate special occasions. It's basically modern techniques and local ingredients combined as much as possible. We have some signature dishes that are close to the classics, like our steak frites, our tartares, or French onion soup. But also we also bring, our chef brought forward some more Canadian twists, like our duck poutine or the maple sugar pie as well.
Ooh, sugar pie sounds good.
Yes.
Okay, so some of the amenities, what do you offer? Is there a spa available or anything like that?
So unfortunately, spa we don't have available. However, we do have a game room, which is a really big space that is equipped with a basketball court, ping pong tables, and even a mini golf setup for those golf enthusiasts. So it really brings along family members, and if you're coming in with your young ones, it's a very added part of our hotel here that we can offer to our guests.
Well, it seems to me, Ottawa being the hub of politics and everything, but it seems to me there's lots of events that are always going on in Ottawa. So is there anything that stands out that people might look for in the coming months, maybe in the summertime?
Absolutely. Ottawa, it's never quiet here. It's always, something is always happening. So right now, I don't know if you're aware, but we have our Winterlude Festival, which is a true winter wonderland experience. You have tube sliding, ice skating in the Ottawa Rideau Canal, stunning ice and snow sculptures that are available. Lots of visitors of all ages come and attend this festival. And then later on in May, we have our Tulip Festival. It's the world's largest tulip festival, featuring over 1 million tulips in bloom. It's a very vibrant celebration of spring, and it's a must-see for anyone visiting Ottawa. We also have Canada Day, who we can't forget that. It's one of the biggest days in Ottawa
right?
here. Yeah, on July 1st. It's one of, it's very alive that day, full of celebration, live music, special guests, fun activities, really dazzling fireworks. It's a really fun day to be here in Ottawa on that day. We also have the Ottawa Blues Fest. It's one of the world top 10 outdoor music festivals, attracting over 300,000 music fans every summer. We have more than 200 acts performing on multiple stages. It usually happens between July 10th and the 20th. And it's definitely a must visit for music lovers.
Well, lots to do and see in Ottawa. So how quickly do you book up, say, when it gets into the warmer months, May, June, July? Should I be looking now if I'm planning a trip to Ottawa?
You should always plan ahead, always look to book in advance to get exclusive offers, take advantage of discounts that are happening, because the closer we are to the date, the more the rates tend to increase. So the quicker, if you know your plans way ahead in advance, it's always good to take advantage of the lower rates and the discounts that we currently have.
And I would think, too, that you have a better selection of rooms if you're looking for something specific, right?
Absolutely. Especially if you're traveling with family and you need those bigger suites and bigger rooms, definitely make sure to secure that booking before it's too late.
Very nice. Marianne Habib is the general manager of the Metcalf Hotel. The metcalfhotel.com is the website. It was a pleasure chatting with you, Marianne. Thank you so much.
Likewise. Thank you for having me today.
This is the Informed Traveler Podcast. I'm Randy Sharman. Just want to remind you of our website, theinformedtraveler.org. That's where you can find our contact page if you have any questions or comments about the podcast. You can also email me, too, with any questions you might have. My email address is randy@theinformedtraveler.org. And if you want to get up-to-date travel info through the week or just see a few amusing travel stories and links, you can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/informedtraveler, on Instagram at Informed Traveler, or on X at Informed Traveler. Plus, you can now sign up for our monthly newsletter. It's released at the beginning of every month. Our February issue is available now, so you can just go to our website, theinformedtraveler.org, click on the newsletter button, and it'll take you right there. Or better yet, just subscribe to it and have it arrive in your inbox each month. So now, as always, we like to end the show with our weekly roundup, and joining us to do that is Ken Stewart from Crowfoot Travel Solutions. Good day, sir, and welcome back.
Thank you, Randy. Hello, everybody.
So last week, obviously, we chatted with you when you were in Cancun. You still had a few days left. So how was the rest of your trip?
We had really, really great weather, and again, it got busier on that weekend. Really liked it, and especially watching the families. Great one for clients to keep in mind. If you have kids that are probably 10 and under, lots for the kids to do. They're entertained. The food is good. Rooms are nice. Just a great resort for families and everything like that. So one of those things, and those of you who travel probably know what I'm talking about. A lot of times they have birds around the resort. We had a lot of really friendly seagulls who like to nip at your food. We actually had one guy walking with 2 plates in his hand right down in front of us, in front of the pool, and a seagull came down and took the hot dog right out of his butt.
Always have a free hand, in other words.
Yep, exactly. You just have to cover your food if you're watching.
The birds probably see that. They probably see, his hands are full. I'm going. Yeah, can't get me.
No. It was kind of funny to watch people go back and forth to their chairs with food.
Remind me again, which resort were you at again? Tell me.
We were at the Rio Dunamar, and it's up in the newer area, Playa Mijares, so north of the airport. It was my first time up in that area. beach, really, really long beach. I know Chris, the fellow who went with me, I'd lose him for a good hour and a half in the morning. He'd walk on the beach, and all along there are some of the other resorts that are on the same stretch of beach of the Majestic. Costa Mujeres, Planet Hollywood is there. They're building another couple up there. There's another Rio right beside us, the Palace. The adults only Rio Latino is right on that stretch of beach. Well, like I say, he walked for a good hour in one direction on the beach. No
Nice.
problem. No problem. Yeah. No,
Nice.
it was really great. WestJet and everything. Slight delays both ends. We're seeing a lot of that lately. And again, ours was due to icing, and then on the way back or whatever, it was just due to, unfortunately, the issues out east with the weather and everything that started last week, and then the unfortunate crash in Toronto on Monday. Thousands of flights were affected, either delayed or a lot canceled for all the airlines, and it's leaving a lot of people without much for options. Often next available flights were days later. I know I had a church group that was affected, 14 passengers altogether, got to Toronto, and the flights were canceled. Their next available date to get them to their destination they're trying to get to was 4 days later.
Oh my.
Good thing, and we talk about this a lot, they had purchased travel insurance. So between us and them, we reached out to the insurance company to start a claim and get some advice on what to do, and they were advised to get a hotel for the night. They were given a budget, and they were able to book new tickets leaving the next day. Brand new tickets, so they're able to get to their destination instead of waiting and not having to worry about the extra costs. As again, they have the travel insurance with the trip interruption and cancellation coverage, so they're able to get down to where they needed to go. And now we're working just to make sure that there's not any issues with the flights on the way back. And also, while we were in Cancun, listening to a lot of people having their flights canceled. Some for a day or two, and some were still there that were supposed to go back on Monday, Tuesday when we left. Again, and they didn't have travel insurance, so I'm not sure how they're going to cover the extra costs for their stay and, try and get flights back when they're up and running.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I just had an email yesterday from a client who's been stuck in Veradero for 4 days that I didn't know about.
Wow.
And again, there just aren't any options, especially with Veradero, for them to come back. So again, it's an unfortunate situation that can and does happen. And again, power to you. Make sure that you have some sort of travel insurance, because it is going to help protect your vacation investment for sure.
So for a case of you're talking about the group that was in Toronto and they got their flights canceled, they had insurance. Is that a reimbursement, or is it just automatically they got their flights rebooked and it was taken care of?
No, you have to pay first and then submit your claim. Again, there's the satisfaction, if you want to use that word, that knowing that I've talked to the insurance company, they've advised me this is how much I can spend, and then you can go and get some tickets and let's get yourself going where you need to go.
Knowing that you're going to get reimbursed by the insurance company.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Good to know. All right.
Just before we left, and again, we didn't talk about this because we were talking about Mexico, but we attended a Globus seminar, or lunch. One of the preferred tour operators with us, options all around the globe. They have coach tours, and they've come out with over 50 new small group tour options on those same itineraries. So anywhere from 18 to 24 people. And they've been doing this, I didn't know, for almost 100 years, starting back in Italy back in 1928.
Wow.
So they've got the system all figured out to make your trip as seamless as possible. And their tours are taking in all the main highlights of all around the world. Europe, where they started, obviously, Asia, Africa, North America, South America, down under. They've got everything for everybody and all kinds of different days and a number of itineraries that you can take for those. So, and also part of their group is their sister company, Avalon River Cruises. Again, we've talked a lot about them. Again, multiple choices of destinations, a number of days that you can sail away, over 70 itineraries growing. So, and with them, it's kind of cool too, because you have 3 choices of styles. You can choose the classic river cruising, or you can do the active or discovery, where on those ones you can actually bike, you can take a hike up in the vineyards, you can kayak on a river, stroll along the waterway or in the town that you're in. If you've got the artist in you, you can take a painting class, or you could take a cooking class where you're going to the market where you are and pick up your ingredients just like a local and more. So Let's have a conversation. I know there's a tour out there for you, and maybe we can save you an extra $150 a person because we attended the seminar. They're giving us that offer to offer any client who wants to do a booking. And again, select tours book with our office by March the 11th. So talk to any one of our
Nice.
agents who are at the show.
Very nice.
Viking River Cruises, talked a lot about them too. River, ocean, and expedition cruises. Shipping a date and itinerary for you. So river cruises in Europe, got you covered. They're sailing in Europe now all year long, which is really, really cool. So again, the Christmas market's very popular, sell out quickly. Asia, again, got you covered. Exotics, like in Egypt, they got you covered. Sail on the Nile, taking the pyramids, ride a camel, all those great things that you get to do over there. Closer to home, you can stay closer to home by sailing in the Mississippi and the Great Lakes. They've got sailings there. And the river and ocean cruises go anywhere from 7 or 8 days to 22 days. And the ocean ones, if you have the time, up to 138 days travel around the world on one of the ocean cruises. So I think that'd be really cool.
That would be very cool. I'd like to try the Great Lakes. I think that'd be kind of cool as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of history and everything out there that we don't really think about because it's local, right? Always want to check out exotic Thailand, Japan, and China. Experience their culture, food, and the people there right now until February 28th. Still have some time left. Choose from several sailings over there in Asia with throwing in free international airfare, a free cabin upgrade, and reduced fares. So, again, if that's on your list, you know who to call.
Yes, absolutely. Okay.
And lastly, just a big thank you to all our clients and to you, hopefully new clients if you're listening. Thank you each week. And remember, like both the Crowfoot Travel and the Informed Traveler Facebook pages, check them out along with our websites. We're always keeping up and doing our best to keep you updated, especially with everything that's been going on lately. Wow. I know you're doing a great job on your site there. And also give you some great travel stories, some tips, tricks, and advice. And a lot of times, too, we have travel offers that pop up in there that we just may not mention on the show. So, again, keep that in mind. Keep us in mind.
And if people want to give you a call, what's the number again?
You can call me here in Calgary at 403-241-7140. And if you're outside Calgary, you can call us toll-free, 1-877-511-5511. Then you too can relax. It's all taken care of.
Indeed, sir.
Enjoy the warm week.
And that is our show for this week. If you have comments or questions, we'd love to hear from you. If you have a show idea, send that along as well. My email is randy@theinformedtraveler.org. And if you like what you heard, tell a friend. You can check out our website too at theinformedtraveler.org. In the meantime, thanks for listening, travel safe, and be an informed traveler.